All right, y'all. So now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into this next damn reaction, shall we? Now, older brother, shout outs to you. Why grinding 24/7 is the worst advice you'll ever hear. And to be honest with you, it is. Like, I love all my people that's out there, but if you're doing this 24-hour grind and just like, oh, no sleep, the sleep is for the week and everything like that, I promise you, you may be able to do this when it is you're young, but your body's gonna shut down. Your body's gonna tell you what it is that you need the most. Listen to your body. It's okay to not be on a 24/7 grind. Trust me. I'm speaking from my own advice. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into the video.
I'll go to bed at 6 a.m. and I'll wake up 1 minute before that at 5:59, minus 1 minute sleep. That's what I.
You've made no progress. None.
Get back to fucking work.
Stop. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this mindset will not make you successful. Over the past 3 years, I've started multiple businesses and all of them failed. Want to know why? Because I thought I had to be angry and grinding all the time. Work 16 hours a day, your competition's getting ahead, stop being a little bitch. These angry thoughts filled my mind all day long. I remember being out at dinners with my family, but I was never really there. The only thing on my mind was the business that I was working on at the time and nothing else. While a certain level of obsession is needed for success, you need to stop hating yourself for not working 24/7.
Yes, that's big. That's very big. You need to not get like the worst enemy it is you can ever have is yourself at the end of the day. You will be literally telling yourself or even gaslighting yourself like, oh, you're not working hard, you're not getting nothing accomplished. Look at where it is that you at. This isn't this. Y'all will put yourselves in a bad mood. And I'm also putting myself in this category because I've done this before. But you got to give yourself positive affirmations and reinforcements in order to do this. Because when you start out with something on a negative tip, and then you're trying to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna work these long amount of hours and this and this. Like, it's not gonna get you where you think that it's gonna be. I used to actually feel this way about 9 to 5 jobs. I used to really be like this. Like, if I come here extra early and get all the stuff done, then I'm going to be appreciated and I'm going to excel because it is that I decided to come here early with a bright attitude and I'm ready to work all that. And I end up leaving the job. all for me just end up just leaving the job at the end of the day. It just doesn't like giving yourself the negative affirmations and stuff, like it's just not gonna get you where it is you think that it's going to be. So, this is why I can give a better view on a 9 to 5. Okay.
Obsession is needed for success. You need to stop hating yourself for not working 24/7. This angry hustle mindset will only set you back, and I'm going to convince you to stop thinking this way. I want you to think of someone who's achieved your goals or dream level of success. Let's say your dream is to be a podcaster and your goal is to be on the same level as Joe Rogan.
Oh my God. Like, if you want your job, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shit on anybody's dreams, but if you want to be a podcaster, I'm going to say this as of right now, please just have a level of a structure of what it is that you're going to be teaching, telling people, because I always say this, that most people with a Shure mic and some chairs and a desk is, like they ain't really talking about nothing. No Kendrick Lamar, because I was really about to start stemming and doing that. But there's like they ain't talking about anything serious. So it's like if you're not relatable to your audience, you're not listening to what your audience wants to see from you, or you're making it interesting. It's the same thing with streaming too. If you don't have those levels of understanding how this works, then you're not going to grow the audience that you think that you're going to be. Or you may grow the audience, but it may be the red pill side that will be completely just ignorant and whatnot. You'll get a mass amount of people it is who will listen to you, but is it within structure? Is it something it is that's supposed to be positive without it being like bigotry, misogyny, that type of thing? Probably not.
Look at Joe Rogan. Does he look like he's angry, hustling 24/7, just thinking how to grow the podcast? No, not at all. In fact, he's incredibly chill and relaxed every time we see him. Of course, to have the biggest podcast in the world, you have to work very hard, but it looks like he's just having fun. He's so successful and he makes it look so effortless. Why is this? Well, there are two types of goals that people have. I call them front-facing goals and back-facing goals. Think of front-facing goals as things you do in the public eye. These are things like public speaking, content creation, talking with clients, and even finding a partner. Joe Rogan's podcast is a great example of a front-facing goal. Back-facing goals are things you're able to do on your own without much interaction with others. These are things like coding, investing, writing, or working out. You don't really have to talk to people or deal with others at all. It's mostly solo. Now,
Hey, listen, and maybe it's just me. I can able to work out and do everything on my own and whatnot, but I also don't mind having a conversation, or at least the gyms it is that I go to out here. The people are normally friendly. We'll have conversations and stuff. Especially if it is I go to Club Gold, then I'm gonna be chopping it up with a lot of people. But I gotta understand it is that like most people are not as extroverted as I am. They normally don't get to that point. Like a lot of times it is people that be in the gym, they just want to be left alone. They want to let out some steam, release some steam and all that. I get it. I understand. I get you.
Now, let's look at these two types of goals and see what the outcome is when you approach it with an angry, work 24/7 type of mindset. For the front-facing goal, let's say you want to be a YouTuber. You go, watch a David Goggins hype video, get all motivated, then script, film, and edit for 15 hours a day every single day. You're doing all this hard work, but how do you think people watching your videos are going to perceive you? You're putting in the reps on your end, but the product, a sleep-deprived, on edge, negative energy person talking on camera. No one wants to watch that. Now imagine if you got 8 hours of sleep, spent the morning playing basketball with friends, then sat down to film your video. By default, you're gonna be more positive, have more energy, and as a result, see more channel growth. Just answer the question, who the fuck wants to do business with someone who's subtly angry all the time? No one. I don't care how good you think you are at shutting off your work mode mind. Humans are very good at reading subtle cues like body language and micro expressions.
That's very true,
this is especially true in things like public speaking, dealing with clients, or making friends. And if you still don't believe me, look at the king of this never stop working until you're successful mindset, Andrew Tate. While he preaches to everyone to work 24/7 and how he's always on his laptop doing work, watch any one of his Tate Confidential episodes. What's he doing? Driving fast cars, traveling with friends, and doing dumb challenges. Even if he is technically working, he's smiling and joking around the whole time. He's chill, having fun with what he does. He's not angry 24/7, sitting in a corner grinding away. But you may still be wondering, what about back-facing goals? If it's just me in a room working alone, there should be no effect on how others perceive me. You're forgetting one key person, you. To understand why this hustle 24/7 mindset doesn't work for back-facing goals, let's look at what the research says. One of the most famous psychology studies was Pavlov's dog experiment. In this experiment, Pavlov trained dogs to associate the sound of a bell with food. Every time the dogs heard the bell, they'd start salivating even if there was no food in sight. Why? Because they'd mentally link the sound of a bell to the reward. Now, imagine you're in that scenario, but instead of a bell and food, it's your work in a negative, angry mindset. Every time you force yourself to sit down and work, you're mentally conditioning yourself to feel stressed out, annoyed, and downright pissed off. This creates a negative association with the work itself. Your brain links the tasks with frustration and
also shocked because I thought it was either going to be Black Wukong or Final Fantasy to win for Game of the Year. I was like, man, the robbery. He said, AKA college students most of the time. I'm not gonna lie, us college students, because as of right now, I'm almost out of it though. I'm almost out of college, so I'm almost at the finish line. But it is stressful on us. Like it is, and especially when around finals, like, which I'm in as of right now. It is so tedious. I had 3 papers this week. I had a video editing project, and now I got computer science part 1, 2, and 3 of a final that is due by Saturday. And then I have my math final, which I already told y'all how much it is. I hate math, and I can't wait to get rid of this. Like, trust me, I know the level of stress. It is not easy. It's really not easy to do this as college students, but we get through it. We got to push through. But but that's also on top of that too. Doing schoolwork in school, and then I do this. But he has a point within this video on just like people, your audience, you can never lie to your audience, okay? Your audience is gonna know what's up. even when it is that you don't say anything, even if you try to ignore it, whatever the case, they're going to pick up on the stuff. You're not good at math. I don't like regular algebra, calculus, that type of thing. Just give me like accounting math, and that would make that makes sense to me because I was in accounting for like 3 years before I started this. Um, what was I saying? What was I saying? Hold on, it'll get back to me. It'll get back to me. Um, yes, people though, you cannot lie to your audience because they are going to see through what it is you recorded, how it is you're feeling on stream and stuff, or when something's going on, if you're tired or like maybe there's something like, and especially if a person that reads body language well, they're going to know it is like, all right, you started up this stream or you started up this video, but there's something else that's going on. It doesn't give that energy of like, okay, you wanted to do this to have people actually want to listen to you and watch your videos. I think you're just doing this just because it is you you have to. And that sucks. It sucks when it comes down to like doing content creation because you got to keep doing content creation in order to keep making that bread and whatnot. Cool. But it is an emotional tax. It it's an emotional tax, and sometimes it could be a physical tax too. Like if you're not like working out or just getting the proper sleep, if you have other stuff it is that's going on, family getting on your nerves, friends getting on your nerves, relationship issues, or dealing with stuff at the house, you gotta go ahead and get this, and this. It's yeah. It could all play a factor when it comes down to in the camera. You can never lie to your audience, and you never can lie in front of the camera. Because it's going to show you exactly to what's going on.
Exhaustion. So what's the outcome? When work is always connected to these harsh emotions, you become less motivated, less creative, and more likely to burn out. And the worst part, even if you try to take a break or try to relax, your brain stays in this anxious,
like
on
a
edge
work
state
mode.
because it's been trained to associate taking a break with you being lazy. And if you're watching this video, I can almost guarantee that you know the feeling when you're sitting there knowing that you should be working, but work just feels so painful to get started on. But you
Yes.
also feel pain just sitting there and not
Just
working.
not doing
It puts you in
nothing.
this
That level of guilt. Oh my god, when I don't stream, that I can go a day, 2 days. You know what I mean? But like then when you get into like the third or fourth day, you're just like shit. Okay, I'm anxious. Okay. I want to go ahead and do this. I want to work. This is what it is that I love to do. But like, what do I do? Like, what do I do outside of like this? Sometimes it is we get a little frantic when it comes down to that. But we also it don't even have to be a couple of days. It could be like one day where it's like, all right, I'm gonna take this day to just relax, chill out, not do anything. What doesn't help is family members. If you all live with your family members still, I can understand that level of pain because if they see you sitting and chilling, they think it is that, oh, you need something to do. And I hate that. I hate that. Is probably why it is that, like, I don't live with my parents anymore. But like, I hate that so much because it's like, all right, you don't know what it is that's going through my mental, you know. And if you sit there and say it is like, oh, like you stressed out, then the good old parents is gonna be like, oh, well, what do you have to be stressed about? You don't got nothing to be stressed about. You don't got no responsibilities. You don't pay no bills or anything like that. Which, you know what I mean? Like that is already undermining like the levels of feelings it is you're going through anyway. So then you're put back in a negative mood. I think a lot of that does come from our upbringings and our parents and stuff because our parents is our first teachers. So when we get older and we're sitting down and just chilling, it's that level of anxiety and guilt that makes us just be like, okay, I clearly need to be doing something. Like, oh, I'm being lazy. I just wasted an entire day. And I used to do this a lot with sleep. I used to be on myself a lot about with sleep. But like, I can't believe I slept in later than as I was. I was supposed to go ahead do this, and this. And I'm learning to be okay with it, especially when it is like if you suffer from insomnia or you're going through depression or anything like that. Trust me, I understand your feeling. I understand your sentiment at this point in time. But don't get on yourself about with this. It's okay to sleep. It's okay to get some rest. It's okay to just sit down and just watch TV and stuff, especially you've been moving around a bit. Just decompress and relax. Sometimes it is you just need to breathe. It'll be okay. Let's just, calm down. Let's calm down. Let's like whatever it is that you want to do that's gonna get you like at a nice leveled at ease feeling, positively, then go ahead do so.
This
Okay.
weird state of limbo where you feel angry when working and guilty when not working. So, what's the solution here? Well, simply approach work with a more casual, fun mindset. Look at my YouTube channel. I'd say it's decently successful. Right now, I'm sitting in a coffee shop in Manhattan, house music playing in my AirPods, drinking a Celsius. I'm having a great
A Celsius? Oh my God, I can't drink that shit. But coffee shops are cool. I know Yo-Yo is a big fan. Like, shout out to Yo-Yo. He's such a big fan of coffee shops. Going to look maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 coffee shops in a day. But whatever it is that like they'll have you at a nice, cool, you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with Celsius? I don't know what it is, but like that shit gives me the same level of feeling that a Monster would do. Like it's just like a nasty aftertaste, like all like it's like this weird feeling all like in the chest area and all it just doesn't go away after a while. It really to me or like Red Bull. Red Bull is another one that makes me feel like I just don't feel right after it is that like I drink it. If I could able to figure out what scientifically that is to describe what it is that I'm feeling, because that aftertaste it just lingers. It lingers and it stays all right here in the chest. I don't like that feeling. Celsius gives me that and I don't like it. So whenever it is like even I tried doing this with working out and I almost died. So it's either Alani or Ghost. I don't ever have those feelings with that or a Bang. Bang is another one. But yeah, I just can't do it, gang.
time right now, and while I am technically working, it's super chill and fun for me. Start adding hobbies to your life. Hang out with family and friends. Go to those fun events that you usually skip. Of
Not
course,
furries.
schedule long enough hours for you to actually get work done, but make sure you're not just being a robot. Especially
I think honestly at this point, especially with their recent timing, yeah, your girl's going back out. I'm not gonna lie, because before COVID, I was very much somebody that would like I was on the go. I'd be still be working, I'd still be doing my thing, yes, but I would also be like, all right, I'm not just gonna stay at home. I'm an extroverted person. I love to go out. But then when the pandemic hit, sitting at the house and I'm like, oh, like all the introverts was just like, yes, this is what it is I waited for, just to stay at home. And then there's me panicking on the inside because I'm just like, okay, cool. Like I know like I can stay inside, but I gotta go to the grocery store. I gotta go do this. I gotta do that. Da, 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 da. And you can't really do that throughout the year of 2020. So I had to learn how to adapt to being inside the house and be okay. It is not I still am not used to it, but my outlet is streaming. That's why it is I'm a yapper. Okay. I'm getting a level of fix of just being around people virtually. Is as if like I was talking to people IRL. That's the substitute in a way. It's weird, but like it works.
for those front-facing goals, you cannot expect to have no hobbies, work 16 hours a day, then go and speak to people. If you're trying to pitch to an investor or close a client, you have to be able to talk about normal things out in the real world. Talking to people isn't just about knowing how to speak, it's about having experiences to talk about. And for back-facing goals, do not say how strong your mind is and the negativity is good for you. If you ever feel resistance against working, your brain already has negative associations tied with work. Think of the most successful people that you admire. They all have one thing in common. They're all pretty chill. They know when to push, but they also know when to laugh, smile, and enjoy life. So try letting go of the idea that you're not doing enough every time you're not grinding. Instead, focus on building a routine you enjoy, one that lets you live fully, not just as a work robot. And listen, I get it. There's a lot of pressure out there. Social media shows us these unrealistic hustle lifestyles, making us feel like we're falling behind if we're not working every single second. But
I was actually just saying this in the last reaction. Like it does. Social media plays like such a major part into just making us being like, okay, like I'm not working hard enough. I'm clearly not working hard enough because it is. If this is going on, then I need to go ahead and do this, and this. It's like, gang, like everybody has their own levels of moments to where it's all about the yin and the yang. And when it comes down to life, you will have your moments to where you get the house, you get like the new car, you get the diploma, you get the person it is that you really want to be with. You know, you get the congratulations. It will come to you. It will come to you. We share the same 24 hours. Trust me. Everybody has the capability to go ahead and level themselves up. But the problem is that we see these things on social media, and instead of it being used as motivation, we use that as hate. We use that as, oh well, if they got that, how come it is that I don't got that? You know, that will make people do the most outlandish things just based off of just like, oh, they think it is that they're better than me, and so like I gotta go ahead and get it now
In reality,
or rob it.
real success looks a lot more balanced. Intentional work mixed with moments of genuine relaxation and joy. It's about knowing when to go all
So
in
I'm glad
and
that
knowing
TikTok
when to
is
step
getting
back.
banned.
So here's my final challenge for you. For the next week, build a routine that includes work and play and see how you feel. See if you're more motivated, more creative, and ultimately closer to goals than ever before. Embrace the process, stay consistent, and most importantly, enjoy the ride.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Of course, you know that's exactly how it is that you gotta be.
So we
There you go. Yes, W video. I like that. That's a nice little like motivational type of video to where just a reminder for ourselves. Like we don't gotta continue to keep doing the 24-hour hustle and whatnot when it is like you know, it's okay. Your body gonna burn out. Your body gonna snitch on you before it is that anything else does when it comes down to it. That's like you always gotta listen to see what it is that you need. And a lot of times it is what people need: food, sleep, water. You know what I'm saying? Get up, be around like other folks and whatnot. Go outside, see the sun. It's in the wintertime, sun go down by 4:30. Like go outside and enjoy the sun when it is that we got it. This little bit of sunlight it is that we get throughout the day. But older brother, thank you so much for the video. Uh shout outs to y'all in the chat. And shout outs to you at home. I'll catch y'all in the next video.